Oh, gee. Oh, man. Man. I had the weirdest dream last night. I dreamt, I dreamt the Dudleys came back to the WWE and that Sting challenged Rollins for for the United no WWE. Oh, more coffee. WWE Championship. Oh my God, what a dream! All right, well let's see if I don't know. Maybe I'll check out the highlight reel. See what this is. All right, go to YouTube. All right, top 10 Raw moments. All right, let's try this. John Cena, moment of Zen. Oh, this is okay. I remember this. A to John Stewart. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. Number 2. Welcome back to Dudleyville. Oh my God! It wasn't a dream. No way! The Dudley Boys are actually back. Oh my God! Oh, crazy. Oh, the looks on the New Day's faces. Priceless. Oh. Through the table with Xavier Woods. Unfriggin' believable. Number 1. It's showtime. Oh, it's Sting. Oh, unfriggin' believable. Oh, oh, he's kicking his ass. Oh, he's so going after the WWE Championship. Stinger Splash! Oh my God. Crazy. Welcome back, everyone. This is Jason, aka J-Bone of the Ramblin' About Wrestling podcast, right here to bring you my thoughts of basically the whole Grand Slam weekend overall. And no, that's not a reference to Global Force Wrestling. There's so many positive things that came out of this past weekend between the NXT, SummerSlam, and then Monday Night Raw. I mean, you talk about a complete trifecta of awesomeness. Now, I'm not saying each event in itself was incredible. There were some flaws, and I'm not going to go over absolutely everything. But man, what a crazy, awesome weekend it was for the WWE. I have not been this happy about, this many events from WWE in one weekend at one time. I mean, this really just wow. We'll go over some stuff from Takeover Brooklyn first, and then SummerSlam, and then last night Monday Night Raw. So the first match from Jushin Thunder Liger and Tyler Breeze. Great match, a little short. I honestly, and my predictions were so off and all over the place. I'm not even going to get into that. But the fact that Jushin Thunder Liger came in and beat Tyler Breeze, I was surprised. I did not think someone who's never wrestled in the WWE before, obviously is all over the network from being in. I don't know if he's been in ECW. I think he has. I know he's all over WCW stuff. But, he has a very respectable history in the wrestling business. And the fact that he just came in here and beat Tyler Breeze, it was still a great match. So I'm happy for Jushin Thunder Liger. Is it a nod to say that maybe somewhere down the road soon he's going to go in the Hall of Fame? Quite possibly. They're always looking for international stars to put in the Hall of Fame. So I think him coming into NXT and doing this, I think is going to be a stepping stone to that. Great match, though, by both. And the entrance from Tyler Breeze, I said this in my prediction video, because this is the last big event that they had. His entrance was crazy. And this one, because New York City is a big fashion module of the world. So the fact that these models came out looking like, New York icons or monuments or whatever. The funniest part of it was when I was watching it with my wife. And she was doing something, and then she came back in the room. I'm like, honey, you got to see this entrance. And she's like, what the heck is going on? I'm like, this is Tyler Breeze. He's like a, very hoity-toity, fancy fashion guy, And so this is how his big entrances are. The models start coming out before he hits the stage with his selfie stick, and my wife goes, oh, she's ugly. I almost fell off the damn couch. It was so funny. Great match, though. Man, they really went, excuse me, they really went all out for this. And it's that, as far as like the entrances, even the stage setup, which is funny because if you look at SummerSlam, it's the same stage setup as Raw and SmackDown. So why they threw all this into NXT, which is fine. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying it was a little surprising that they did a whole brand new set for NXT, but they don't do anything new for SummerSlam, which is supposed to be bigger than WrestleMania this year, or as big, It just, I don't know, kind of surprised me. But nonetheless, let's keep going. Vaudevillains and Blue Pants getting a win over Blake and Murphy. Another shock for me. And something else, I'm just going to reference back to this again. Something that I said in my prediction video, saying how I wasn't sure how the Vaudevillains entrance is going to come over on a live event like this. It works on a small stage like in Full Sail, and I'm like, this is one team that I had trouble believing that it would go over on a large scale. Well, I was proven wrong. I mean, granted, this crowd was hot. Oh my God. They were hot like a Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania hot. Seriously. The whole weekend they were just, loud, and, they spoke their mind, and they loved who they loved, and they hated who they hated, and they didn't care. They cheered Ambrose, booed Reigns, everything like that. Even booed the Divas on Monday night, which upset me a little, but I'll get to that later. But yeah, we have new NXT Tag Champs, and I should have known at a big thing like this that they were going to change place. But it was a good match, and the fact that Blue Pants came out, and I was listening to Salamonster's podcast earlier today, or his review it was an extra that he did review for NXT because he was there, Takeover Brooklyn, saying that Blue Pants got a bigger ovation or bigger pop, or whatever you want to call it, than Samoa Joe. And you know what? I think he's right. I mean, obviously he would know. He was there. But, I'd have to go back and watch how it came off on TV, on the recording itself. But, yeah, crazy. She got such a pop. So hopefully she has an actual place on the roster now. I hope she does, because I think she deserves it. But yeah, good match. New champs, awesome. Apollo Crews defeating Ty Dillinger. Good match. Not too much of a squash match, which I was happy about, but short and sweet enough that it, made his debut. You could almost call this a double debut, because Ty Dillinger in this new gimmick, I think, was only done once or twice on the show, and the fact that the crowd actually knew who he was surprising. But yeah, Apollo Crews, great start. What a way to start off an NXT career on TV, then in front of almost 16,000 people. Unbelievable. So yeah, way to go, Crews. Can't wait to see what else they do with him. I have an idea where they might go with this, but I was thinking, okay, they're going to build him up really quick, similar to what they did with Kevin Owens, and then I actually predicted that Kevin Owens was going to take the belt from Finn Balor, and then soon we're going to see an Apollo Crews and Kevin Owens match on NXT. As in a call up and a call down, and then they were going to give the belt from Kevin Owens to Apollo Crews right away. But I don't see that happening now because Finn Balor retained. But I'm getting ahead of myself. But nonetheless, the Samoa Joe match, Baron Corbin, decent. I think the only thing we were honestly missing out of there was a muscle buster. But, maybe a tall guy like Baron Corbin, it would have been really difficult to do. Maybe they tried it and it didn't come off well, or it was too hard for Samoa Joe, or too hard for Baron Corbin to get crunched up like that, maybe. But a good match. Honestly, probably the best match I've seen from Baron Corbin. Because, I'm not saying he stunk up the joint past, but you can tell in other matches, longer matches, that he is green and does need some more in-ring work. But this, no complaints here. He did pretty good. Samoa Joe, great. He went over on this one. I was hoping. One of the few I think I actually got right. I agree with the majority of the fans that say that this match between Bayley and Sasha Banks for the NXT Women's Championship is the match of the night. This, I will put this up against any top women's / divas match of the past. Absolutely told a great story. And I mean really told a story. It drew you in, the emotion from both. The entrances, the crowd, if there's a hot crowd, man, it really helps with the momentum of the match too. And just top to bottom, just a great match. And we have a new NXT Women's Champion in Bayley. It took me a while to get behind Bayley, and I've said that before. But man, I am sold. She is great. She really proved herself to me. I'm 100% sold on her now. I don't care that she has the rainbow streamers and whatever. Just great stuff. Should be interesting to see what she does with it, and how long it's going to take for her to get to the roster. Because I think she really proved herself tonight against Sasha, who's, well, on the main roster. And then, of course, like I said, Finn Balor defeating Kevin Owens, retaining the NXT Championship ladder match. Not the greatest match I think we could have seen as far as ladder match, but decent. It was interesting to see Finn Balor because he actually did look pretty shaky on that ladder. If he did that to show his inexperience, or if he really was like that on the ladder, God knows I would be. I'm horrible with ladders. I go up two, what's it called, reams on a ladder, and I'm filling my pants. I'm horrible with heights. No lie. But yeah, good match nonetheless. Maybe could have been a little more extreme, but I know they got to be careful with these, younger guys because some of them are kind of banged up. And of course, Kevin Owens had to do 2 nights in a row. Actually, 3 nights in a row. Considering he did stuff in all 3 shows, I believe. Didn't he? Yeah, he was in that 4-on-4 on Monday Night Raw too. So yeah, he had quite the trifecta of dates here. The ladder match, the next night was Cesaro, and then Monday Night Raw too. So, man, yeah, and then I predicted this one wrong because I had actually had a feeling that Kevin Owens was going to get the championship back and that they were going to call up Finn Balor to the main roster. Well, that obviously did not happen. So, they're planning on keeping Balor around on the NXT roster for a while, carrying that, obviously. How much they're going to have Kevin on there in the future will remain to be seen. I would love to see Kevin Owens versus Samoa Joe, but we may have to wait for that till, the main roster. But I honestly do not think Samoa Joe is going to wait around very long for a championship shot. So we may see that between Samoa Joe and Finn Balor sooner than later. But that will remain to be seen. So that's it for NXT. I didn't want to take too long on each of these because I didn't want this video going on forever. Next, SummerSlam. Good show. Some stinkers, some questionable finishes that were upsetting. The whole I like the Jon Stewart thing, and I like how he defended it the next night. I'm going to kind of just jump all over the place here. How he was like, oh, I couldn't let I couldn't let Ric Flair his record get beaten by Seth Rollins, and then they were like, but do you realize what you did now? Seth Rollins has the championship and the United States championship. It was just comical, and then he gets AA'd the next night. It was hilarious. But let's see here. The tag match was good. I actually called that one correctly. New Day getting the championships back, which now we know why. What's up? That's why. So yeah, does that mean that the Dudleys are gonna beat them right away for the championship? I don't know. We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised, but whatever. I'm so happy that the Dudleys are back. I don't even care. I'm an old school guy, so we'll get into more of that in a bit. Stephen Amell winning with Arrow and Arrow winning the match against the Cosmic King and Stardust. So I'll give hats off to Stephen Amell for everything he did. He's an actor. but he's a very fit actor who can do certain things. So obviously he wasn't going to do a lot of stuff. He took a fair amount of beating, which was fine. He took it well, sold it well, whatever. And the things he did were in the match, as far as offensively, were impressive. Off the top rope stuff. The dive onto both of them, the enziguri, stuff like that was great. And then of course, them finishing up the match, and they come out with a win. So that was good. I kind of assumed they were going to win, but the Dolph Ziggler match, decent match, horrible finish. So obviously this is going to continue somehow, some way, I guess. I don't know why, but and I've said this in past videos. You're going to see the Americanizing. Is that a word? American. Turning Lana into, making her from Bulgarian, Russian into more of an American, and she showed up like the rock star girlfriend, all head to toe, cute, tight little outfit. She's adorable. Doesn't look any much more American than that, looking very Hollywood-ish, in my opinion. So, now we just got to kill the accent, and it is complete, But yeah, no finish for that one. Was a little upsetting, but nonetheless, interesting to see this transformation. Let's see what else. Divas match was correct on this one. Becky Lynch actually getting the win. That was nice to see, because she's one of my favorites out of this whole Divas Revolution thing. Intercontinental Championship, called that one. Wasn't really thrilled by it. Ryback, he won. Whatever. Cesaro, Kevin Owens, incredible. Had no doubts about that. The fact that the John Cena Seth Rollins match was like in the middle of the pay-per-view, that surprised me. That really did. I forgot where we were in the pay-per-view when I was watching it. I'm like, wait a minute, what's left in the pay-per-view? And I'm like, holy crap, it's only 8 o'clock. We're halfway through a 4-hour show. And I thought they would have, possibly used this for a headliner. I wasn't sure about it, but I was pretty sure they were going to use the Taker Lesnar. But halfway through, kind of shocked me. Great match, though. Of course, with a stinker finish with Jon Stewart. I liked it. I didn't love it. I understood why they did it. It was a way to incorporate the the host, whatever. I compared it to almost similar to like when David Arquette won the WCW championship. Obviously, they're not going to put a belt on Jon Stewart. I'm just saying the level of celebrity used in this match is similar to that. But I was okay with it. I was fine. I was surprised. I did not see that coming. And considering the amount of stuff that happened between Rollins and Stewart over the course of the last few months, him showing up on Stewart's show towards the end of his show's existence, yeah, and then he puts it in Cena's ribs. That was pretty cool. The main event, Brock Lesnar and Taker, in my opinion, much better than their match 16 months ago. I think that's what they were saying in all the promos. 16 months ago, blah, 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 broke the streak, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Yeah, Taker did look rough afterwards, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, he's done now. He collapsed again on the way out of the ring as he was going towards the back. I don't know if that was because he was selling the match that he just had with Brock, or if he was that out of it. He did look pretty roughed up. But the match overall was good slobber knocker. And of course the screwy finish because he was tapping. Everyone saw it but the ref, of course. But then obviously that leaves everything open for the rubber match, We have to have the best 2 out of 3 to finish it. When that's going to happen, I don't know. Is it going to happen at Mania? I don't know. I don't see Taker lasting much longer. I think he's on his last run. I think the time between matches is going to become even more now. So who knows what's going to happen? Only Taker knows what he's up for and what he can do with someone as powerful as Brock Lesnar. But nonetheless, overall decent pay-per-view. A few stinkers. I don't know if NXT was better, but I guess as far as how I felt after each show, I think I was more happy with the NXT show overall, results-wise. Just how it came off really surprised me in a good way. So between the two, I'd say NXT was better. But then Monday Night Raw. Oh my God, Monday night. Man, surprise after surprise after surprise. We had the new member, Roman Reigns. Jeez Louise. Roman Reigns and Ambrose versus the Wyatt family in a rematch. There's always rematches after a pay-per-view. And then the inclusion of the new guy. Braun Strowman, I believe his name is. The black sheep of the family. Which made it, no DQ. Reigns and Ambrose obviously win, but they were tossed around like a couple of rag dolls. Man, this guy is massive. I wonder if they put him in the roster yet. Let's see here. Look under B. Is he... Well, he's not under B. Is he under S from his last name? And that's another interesting thing. No, they haven't put him on the roster page yet. He was never on NXT TV, and he was put right on the main roster. That really shocked me. It's like, oh, well, so-and-so is going to get called up soon. Like you hear about a certain tag team that's going to drop their belts and get called up within the next few months for a certain pay-per-view. Something like that. No, this guy was one of Adam Rose's, what do they call them? Rosebuds? Rosebuds. And when they would bring him out, and carry him around. He was the big guy that always was. I think he was dressed like Thor. I think. I'd have to go back and look at some of the videos, but I think that's who that was. The big 7 foot whatever tall guy. This guy's taller than Luke Harper, for crying out loud. Not by much, but he's like 7 feet tall at least. And when you're that big, it's like, who cares what you do in the ring? It's, obviously, excuse me, obviously, I'm just looking up at Wikipedia real quick. Braun Strowman, there we go. Obviously, he's going to be better in the ring than the great Khali. The guy could move. Holy crap. The way he just manhandled those guys. He's 31 years old, so he's still fairly young. He's like a strong man. Debut December 19th, 2014. Is that when Adam Rose debuted? Maybe? I don't know. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Okay, this says 6'8". I gotta think he's taller than that. He's gotta be. He's taller than Luke Harper. At least he was. Seemed like he was on TV. How tall is Luke Harper? Says he's 6'5". Okay, well then, Bray Wyatt must be like as tall as me then or something, because man, they tower over Bray Wyatt, for crying out loud. I thought he was taller. Anyways, alright, I'm not gonna go on and on about that. Just wanted to quick look it up, because man, the dude's a flippin' monster. It's just amazing. So yeah, there was that highlight. And the return of the Dudley Boys. Oh my god. I'm watching Raw with my buddy. And I'm staying off of social media. I could tell there's going to be stuff going on. Had no clue to what degree. Had no clue. And when the Dudley Boys came out, and they showed the pyro, and the flames pop up, and then the music hit, I sat up off my couch, was on the edge of my seat, and I'm like, no. I'm like, this is a tease. There's no way the Dudley Boys are back. Bubba comes out, Devon comes out. I am bouncing off my couch like a 5-year-old. Oh my god, I almost fell on the damn floor. I was so happy. I'm high-fiving my buddy. Oh, just so happy. So friggin' believably happy that the Dudley Boys are in fact back in the WWE. And I've done a video on this before. If you want to know my thoughts about this leading up to this, go scroll down the list of my videos. I think I did it right after Bubba Ray was, it would have been right after Bubba Ray was in the Royal Rumble. This last, January? Yeah, January, whenever it was, beginning of the year. So since then, we've been waiting patiently. And then, Bully Ray shows up again in TNA for whatever it was. Was it a match or two? And then like a month ago, he does the GM angle. And he was there for like a cup of coffee and then gone. So it's like, he kept showing up at these events for TNA. And it's like, you can't blame him, He obviously wanted to take a break. He had such a great run. And so did Devon, don't get me wrong. and I don't want to go on forever about this. I might do a separate video just talking about the Dudley Boys. But man, all in all, it's great to see them back. They are in shape. It's not like you're bringing back Demolition. You know, it's not like that. It's, man, these guys are in shape. Rumor has it they are full-time. And they're even going to do house shows. Man, you don't see too many guys that have had a career as long as they have doing that when they come back to the WWE. Look at Brock, part-time, shows up every half a year. Batista came back for a few months. Boom, gone. Triple H wrestles once a year. Taker, one and done for the year. Oh, I shouldn't say that. He was at WrestleMania, now he was at SummerSlam. But, these guys, all these part-time guys, and they're brought in for attractions, and the Dudley Boys are like, well, we'll have to wait and see. But the rumor is that they're full-time, so, yes. Awesome. Thank you, wrestling gods. They listened. They heard our prayers. Dudley Boys are back. Awesome. Now, how the hell, this is my question out of the whole weekend, how the hell did Sting eat that giant friggin' chocolate statue of Seth Rollins all by himself? That's what I want to know. Great to see Sting. He was heavily rumored. He did some signings in Chicago. I wish I went because it wasn't that far away. I'm kicking myself now. Would have been great to meet the Taker and Sting. But he showed up in New York, and he was the statue. I kept cracking jokes about this the whole time. It's like, oh my God, the statue's gone. What did Sting do? He shoved it up his ass. It's gone. It's my sick sense of humor. Excuse me. It's great to see Sting. I love WCW. Okay, and I've said this before 100 times. When I started watching wrestling again in the late 90s, I watched WCW. Loved Goldberg, Sting, Flair, DDP, Hollywood Hogan, all those guys, Piper. Those are the guys I loved growing up, and when I started watching wrestling again, that was my go-to show. Couldn't give a rat's ass about WWF. Had a bunch of new guys, had nothing for me, had no clue who these guys were, So to me, the Attitude Era was all WCW. So to see Sting back again after his unfortunate loss at WrestleMania, I'm happy. Now, I look to this as, hey, okay, Sting has a talk with Triple H. All right, I'll tell you what, you let me beat you at WrestleMania, we'll bring you back after SummerSlam, and we'll make you WWE Champion. Deal? Deal. Okay. J-Bone, you're crazy. They're not going to make Sting champ. Watch. Just watch. They're going to make Sting champ. It may not be for very long. It may be for a cup of coffee. I hope, with as good a shape as he looks like he is in, minus the receding hairline. Hey, who am I to talk? I've heard the words transitional champion. Okay, you're looking at a guy who's like 50-some years old. He's an icon. He's never been WWF/WWE champion. This is his last run before he goes off into the sunset. He had a loss, unfortunately. How do you make up for that? Make him champion. I see it. I see it now. Sheamus has the Money in the Bank briefcase. He could cash it in on Sting as soon as he wins. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope he has a nice win and a big, celebration, at least for a night, and doesn't lose it 2 seconds later. But we'll have to wait and see. But that's what I think is going to happen in the future, unless something drastically happens between now and the Night of Champions. Because I do not see Sting losing twice in a row. Why do that? Unless you're paying him so much that he doesn't give a shit. But I still don't see that. Because, like I said, you got to make up for that WrestleMania loss. How do you do it? Make him champ. That's where I'm going with this. So, yeah, great to see him. Awesome Raw, top to bottom. And, the Divas. I'll go back to the Divas thing, and then I'm going to cut it off. New York, you are allowed to have your opinion as far as who you're going to cheer and boo for. We all do. We all have that right as wrestling fans. But don't make asses of yourself during a match and take away from these women who have been busting their ass. You wanted Divas Revolution. You wanted a better Divas division. You're getting it. And then, 3 nights in a row, you get these awesome events. Not perfect each one, but you know what I'm saying. And then, you get this, okay, it was a rematch of sorts, but then you crap all over it. We are awesome. You're doing the wave. No, you're not awesome. You really took the classiness of your city down a notch from where you were at with NXT, and your crowd was hot. It was great to see. You were behind. You cheered these guys. You booed these guys. It was fine. The crowd was hot. It was great to see. Involved in the show. But then you did what you did with the Divas match. I don't get it. This is, whether you wanted these guys to face each other again is one thing, but then the crap all over it, I mean, man, stay classy, New York, that's all I gotta say. Whatever. It is what it is. Obviously not every city is gonna treat the Divas like that, but whatever. It is what it is. It didn't ruin the whole night, didn't ruin the whole show. It just was like, wow, really, New York? It's just, I don't know. They're hard-working girls, and they're changing the face of the company. So, give them some credit, So, yeah, great surprises, great matches. Not all of them from the weekend, but a good amount of them were very memorable. SummerSlam weekend, from the NXT to SummerSlam to the Monday night after, I'd give it 4 out of 5 stars, definitely. If I had to give it, overall, very, very satisfying. So yeah, put in the comments below. Let me know what you thought. I know I've ran on. I don't like making long videos like this, but I didn't want to make a bunch of different ones. I just wanted to do one to cover the whole weekend overall. If I missed something and you want me to talk about it, let me know. But I think I pretty much covered everything. So yeah, let me know what you think. What were some of your favorite moments over the weekend? Love to hear your opinions. So, especially if you're from New York. No, much love to you. New York City. All right. Thanks for watching.